personally, here's where I think they didn't do a very good job, and that was with Kelsey Mitchell, who's an unrestricted free agent, because Kelsey Mitchell had a hell of a season this season, and I don't think she got the credit that she deserved.
Sheryl Swoopes is stirring the pot again this time with wild accusations about Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever, but Lexie Hull isn't having it after months of Swoopes, a so-called legend pushing baseless claims about the team Paul has decided enough is enough. She's stepping up to shut down the gossip and set the record straight. So what's the latest from Swoopes? Oh, just her usual theatrics.
I think Christy did as good of a job as she could have. Managing all of the craziness, all of the Caitlin mania, all of the hype, all of the media. It was just so much that came with that.
Would someone like Swoopes, a Hall of Famer with a storied career, go down this road? Is it envy, a craving for relevance, or something else entirely, whatever the reason Lexie Hull isn't letting it slide? She's offering a first-hand account of what it's really like to play alongside Caitlin Clark. And let's just say it's nothing like the dysfunctional narrative Swoopes is trying to sell. Hull's response isn't just a rebuttal, it's a reality check from stories that showcase genuine team camaraderie to light. Hearted locker room moments. She dismantles Swoopes' claims piece by piece. Swoopes' words might grab attention, but they crumble under the weight of Hull's evidence. This isn't just about shutting down gossip. It's a story that highlights the power of unity, resilience, and the kind of teamwork that outlasts any rumor. Players are like this ain't where I want to be over there yet. So you have players that are very significant on this Indiana Fever team. They're like, I don't want to be here. Sheryl Swoopes is no stranger to stirring up drama, and Caitlin Clark seems to be her favorite target. Remember when Swoopes confidently claimed that Clark's game wouldn't translate to the WNBA, or when she predicted that Clark's rookie season would be forgettable at best? Spoiler alert, Clark didn't just prove her wrong. She obliterated every expectation, dominating headlines and rewriting the league's history books with record-breaking performances. But Swoopes wasn't finished earlier this year. She tried to light another fire, hinting at so-called locker room issues within the Indiana Fever. Her claimed some players supposedly didn't want to play alongside Clark. The reality, these stories were based on little more than social media rumors and whispers.
Players are like, this ain't where I want to be.
Over there.
Yeah. So you have players that are very significant on this Indiana Fever team that are like, I don't
want to be here.
When fans and analysts started asking for proof, Swoopes' narrative began to fall apart. Even respected voices in the basketball world, like Nancy Lieberman and Stephen A. Smith, took issue with her speculative remarks, calling her out for relying on gossip instead of facts. She
got upset with me on the phone, and I was like, Sheryl, I'm not doing anything to hurt you. I'm just sharing. We're talking. And so our relationship it pretty much is not happening at this point.
And who could forget her bizarre attack on Clark's NCAA scoring record? Swoopes tried to diminish the achievement by arguing that an extra year of eligibility somehow invalidated it. But here's the truth. Clark played the same number of seasons as her peers. Once again, the facts didn't just poke holes in Swoopes' arguments. They sank it entirely. I got off the treadmill, and I called her as a friend, and I said, you can say whatever you want. You can have your own opinion about anybody, but you do have to get the statistics right. I mean, facts matter. And if you just get ahead of this and just say, hey, I made a mistake on my numbers, then this thing is over, and everybody respects you for your opinion. So what's behind this relentless stream of criticism? Is it a desperate attempt to stay relevant in honor dominated by fresh talent like Clark, or simply a fascination with creating controversy, whatever the reason? Swoopes' track record of shaky claims is wearing thin, with fans who are growing increasingly frustrated with her need for attention. This time, though, Swoopes crossed a line. Her latest comments don't just target Caitlin Clark. They drag Kelsey Mitchell and former coach Christy's sides into the mix. That's when Lexie Hull, tired of the constant noise, decided it was time to speak up. Paul's response, a mic drop moment that dismantles Swoopes' narrative and sets the record straight. Let's dive into Swoopes' latest claims about Kelsey Mitchell and see how the facts paint a completely different story.
Got off the treadmill and I called her as a friend, and I said, you can say whatever you want. You can have your own opinion about anybody, but you do have to get the statistics right. I mean, facts matter. And if you just get ahead of this and just say, hey, I made a mistake on my numbers, then this thing is over and everybody respects you for your opinion.
Sheryl Swoopes' latest target, Kelsey Mitchell, on a recent podcast. Swoopes claimed the Indiana Fever weren't giving Mitchell the recognition she deserved, painting a picture of a star player allegedly sidelined by her own team. But as usual, Swoopes' narrative doesn't align with reality. Let's start with the facts. Team president Kelly Krakoff has been nothing but vocal about Mitchell's importance to the Fever. Krakoff has repeatedly called Mitchell a cornerstone of the team and emphasized her role in shaping the Fever's future. Statements like Kelsey's impact is irreplaceable and her leadership sets the tone for where we're headed hardly sound like someone being overlooked, do they?
Because Kelsey Mitchell had a hell of a season this season. And I don't think she got the credit that she deserved.
And it's not just management giving Mitchell her flowers. Mitchell herself has expressed deep appreciation for the organization, her teammates, and the collective focus they've maintained amid external noise. She's even shared moments on the court where Clark pinpoint assists set her up for critical shots, showcasing a partnership built on mutual respect and chemistry, not division. The numbers back it up too during the Fever's standout season. Mitchell's stats didn't just stay solid, they got better. Analysts have noted how Clark's assist-heavy style created more scoring opportunities. For Mitchell, amplifying her offensive impact, the synergy between the two players debunks any claims of neglect and instead highlights a team that's clicking on all cylinders.
That's not unusual, and it certainly doesn't change our opinion of how important Kelsey is and how important she is to returning to this team. So that she's our number one priority.
Swoopes make these claims. It feels like yet another attempt to create division and grab headlines. But this time, Lexie Hull wasn't having it. Hull responded with a powerful message that set the record straight, shining a light on the team's unity and undeniable bond. She shared behind-the-scenes moments that reveal the truth. A team that thrives on mutual respect and support. Hull painted a vivid picture of camaraderie, from playful banter during practice to team outings that strengthen morale. This isn't just a team playing basketball. It's a family building something special together. Hull's inside perspective completely dismantles Swoopes' narrative, showing that the Fever's locker room isn't divided, it's thriving. But what exactly did Hull say about the locker room dynamics that left Swoopes scrambling? Let's break it down.
People don't understand that either about Caitlin. You don't know where those passes are going.
No,
Yo,
it's going to go to where she thinks you're going to score from. She's like a football
quarterback.
She's passing you into her route.
Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
Indianapolis' finest.
And as someone that's delivering a lot of the passes that lead to shots, like if I miss, she's definitely going to say, like, you got the next one, like I can count on her for keeping me like confident and positive. So yeah, I think that shows the player that she is and the leader she is as a point guard. Lexie Hull isn't typically one to wade into off-court drama, known for her relentless work ethic and quiet determination. She usually lets her game do the talking, but when Sheryl Swoopes started spinning tales of division within the Indiana Fever, Hull decided it was time to speak up, and she didn't hold back. Hull's words hit hard, not just because of her reputation, but because they came from someone who's lived the reality of the Fever's locker room. She described an environment full of energy, laughter, and mutual respect, highlighting the team's unique ability to balance intensity with fun. One memorable story involved Caitlin Clark keeping spirits high during a grueling practice session, joking around to lighten the mood even as music blared, and the drills pushed everyone to their limits. According to Hull, moments like these are what turn pressure into connection, building morale and camaraderie.
She'll just throw out comments that are just funny. Like, no one else is saying it but Caitlin. She sees the game at a bigger scale, obviously with the platform that she's created for herself, and then that's transitioned to the game. It's huge. And I think, like, for me, especially as a point guard and as someone that's delivering a lot of the passes that lead to shots, like, if I miss, she's definitely going to say, like, you got the next one. Like, I can count on her for keeping me, like, confident and positive. So yeah, I think that shows the player that she is and the leader she is as a point guard.
Hull also shared how the team, led by players like herself and Kelsey Mitchell, actively worked to drown out social media noise. The Fever's culture is one of relentless encouragement. When one player struggles, the others step up with positivity and support. This unity has been crucial for Hull, who revealed how the team's uplifting atmosphere helped her regain confidence after challenging stretches. She credited Clark's leadership as pivotal in fostering a space where every player could thrive, a stark contrast to the toxicity Swoopes tried to project.
There was one practice Christy like turns on loud music, because I can't remember where we were going, but we knew the arena was going to be loud. And so she turns on this like loud music, and Caitlin screams. She's like, "Can someone turn it off? It's giving me a migraine." And everyone's like, what? And Christy like reacted and said, "What did you say?" And she like repeated it. And all of us were just we were all dying, because if I would have said that, if anyone on our team would have said that and then been asked, "What did you say?" and you repeat it, like no one else is repeating it, but she did. And it was the funniest thing. We're all like rolling on the ground laughing.
Is finding people to kind of get you out of that cycle and get you to thinking about the positive things you did, even though a lot of times people online aren't talking about the positive thing behind the scenes. The Fever's bond goes even deeper. Paul recounted spontaneous team outings, golf games, group dinners, and even yoga sessions that brought everyone closer together. These weren't just for appearances. They were genuine moments of connection. Even after tough losses, the players leaned on one another, not just as teammates, but as a family working toward a shared goal. Hull's first-hand account struck a chord with fans and analysts alike, who rallied around her defense of the team. Her ability to cut through Swoopes' sensationalism with facts and heartfelt stories only strengthened her standing as a leader both on and off the court.
Hard. Like, it's easy to say, like, yeah, don't read it. But everybody does a little bit. And I think it's having like that support system to help keep you on track. The biggest thing is finding people to kind of get you out of that cycle and get you to thinking about the positive things you did, even though a lot of times people online aren't talking about the positive things.
But Swoopes wasn't done after targeting Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell. She turned her attention to former Fever head coach Christy Sides. Swoopes hinted that Sid's departure was surrounded by controversy, claiming it pointed to deeper dysfunction within the team once again. Though Swoopes' narrative is falling apart, and here's why. Christy Sid's tenure with the Fever was marked by dedication, resilience, and a commitment to growth. Team president Kelly Krakoff summed it up best when she said Christy brought tremendous dedication and worked tirelessly to guide the team through a critical phase. "I can't say anything bad about the job that Christy Sides and her staff did. I mean, she did everything she was hired to do. And then some know that through a tough first year of Caitlin, and in all the attention and everything that went with that. I mean, I give them a lot of credit." Players like Lexie Hull echoed those sentiments, praising Sides for her unwavering support and her ability to push the team to grow even during challenging seasons. Hull highlighted how Sides emphasized collaboration, fostered trust, and kept the team focused on building for the future. The narrative of internal unrest painted by Swoopes doesn't align with the reality described by those who lived it.
All of these people were supporting me this whole time, and I didn't know that they were supporting me until that moment. So like, you kind of forget that there's these people behind the scenes until they come out of the woodwork and say like, "I've been following along this whole time. Like, I'm so proud of you." And that just feels so good to know that there's, such a community behind everybody on our team, even when you don't hear it every day.
It's important to understand that Sid's departure wasn't some chaotic fallout. The decision was mutual and carefully planned, aligning with the Fever's long-term strategy for progress. Hull shared that the team saw the change as part of their evolution, with Sides leaving on positive terms and with heartfelt well wishes from players and management alike. This wasn't the drama-filled exit Swoopes tried to sell. It was a calculated step toward a brighter future. Even Sides herself reflected this professionalism. Her public comments following her departure were measured and respectful, highlighting her understanding of the natural transitions in sports. Fans and analysts praised her graceful exit as the mark of a true leader who knows when it's time to pass the torch. Once again, Swoopes' insinuations crumble when held up against reality.
Call me a conspiracy theorist, but it's not lost on me that the day after Christy Sides is let go is the day that Stephanie White stepped down from coaching in Connecticut.